Hello, this is the weekend. Happy weekend to each and every one of you. And would like to say thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Gracious Hope live podcast. Today is Saturday, and the weekend here is full of a lot of excitement. You know why? Because we have a very good weather in the Midwest. I'm not sure about those on the East Coast, but I know my friend Swat Dede is traveling today. And in fact, I called him in his vehicle. How is the weather over there on the East Coast?
The weather is beautiful. It's a little hot, but it's pleasant. We enjoying it. As you can see, I'm on the road traveling out of state, but I have to be part of this program because I cannot afford to miss this program. So bless God for this time.
Yes, yes, we always praise God. And if you're just joining us, this is the live podcast on KMTV, the Gracious Hope live podcast. We are here every Wednesday, it's every weekend. Did I say Wednesday? Wednesday's Bible study, not the podcast. But we are so glad that you are here with us. And today we have some special guests on the program. And we have the Liberia U.S. Ambassador, Ambassador George Patton. And he will be talking about promoting the business climate in Liberia, how we can sustain ourselves economically, and what are some of the details regarding the second forum that will be coming up next Wednesday. It's going to be virtual. And for what I understand, and so he will talk a whole lot about it. And also, as our guest, we have Reverend James Dika. Reverend Dika lives in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and he is a very a studious man who is leading an educational quality education, Christian education back home, Liberia. He has a school there with primary education, and he's working with staff members on the ground, and he will be laying out his goals and aspirations for our homeland. So we have a whole lot here. Please don't go away. My name is Alexander Red, your Bible teacher, along with the co-host, Reverend Suarez Dede. We'll be right back. Please don't go away. Here we are. Thank Jesus Christ for another day. And we all know that the current health pandemic and other unforeseen factors might seem to pose a serious threat to the national development of our homeland, Liberia. However, some Liberians find it necessary to make Liberia better by creating a viable private sector ranging from investment in human capital for business opportunities and sustainable economic growth to developing young minds through quality education. Liberia U.S. Ambassador Patton, George Patton, is here as a special guest today to explain to us or to you, our global audience, the essence of the business forum that will be coming up in, that's about next Wednesday. And of course, he has a whole lot to give you here. So please pay attention. And Reverend Swadede, Ambassador Patton, he's a man of faith, and he is planning, or he has planned this whole forum to bring Liberians together to discuss about the business climate in our homeland. Isn't this a worthy initiative?
Oh, certainly, it's a worthy initiative because you see, you need others to help you improve yourself and grow. You cannot be an island unto yourself. So this is a very a lofty initiative, and since it's a matter of faith, we'll keep it in prayers. So we're combining prayers with physical action because our faith with all works is dead, and I'm glad he's doing this. So for us who are also Liberians and have this platform, it is good to have them, the ambassador and other people to come and share and educate us and inform us on initiatives back home so that we can contribute the best way possible. So we are glad to have him today. I'm happy that we have him. And we look forward to a blessed, instructive, honorable, and rewarding discussion today.
Yes, and also the thing is, this is a second forum, so there might have been a leftover to complete from the first. I'm assuming, right? Right, Ravin Dede? Are you there?
Yes, you're kind of breaking up. I don't know.
Okay, no, no.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
here. Can
saying
you hear me?
this is a second business forum next Wednesday, so there might have been a leftover to be completed in this second forum.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you because whenever you have the first one, you come with the second one to do those things that you couldn't have done for the first one. So and maybe that would be the third and the fourth. And the more sessions you have, the better it becomes because you build on where you started and where you are. So indeed, I really want to thank God for the ambassador for what he's doing. And I look at a lot of us.
Okay, your voice kind of faded there. Okay, so I'm so glad now to bring on Ambassador George Patton. I would like to say uh, welcome here to our broadcast for this weekend. And I know it's your first appearance here, but we are so glad that on this short notice, you were able to uh, get on this platform to tell us about this business climate forum. First of all, let our audience know here, Ambassador Patton, what is it all about? What are some of the main highlights regarding this forum?
Thank you, Alex. And it's good to see Reverend Dede. I recall last time I saw Reverend Dede was in Minnesota, I believe in 2019. There was an Aljac event. We have not met since then, but it's good to be here, especially on a religious platform, a Christian platform at that. And I'm glad that I'm blessed to be here to be talking to you, Alex, and Reverend Dede. I also want to thank you and your supporters, people who support this station for reaching out to our communities in Liberia and for the schools you run. This is what we expect from folks here who are in the States who can find it their way to be able to make some contribution to the national cause, to the local environment. So yeah, we this is the second forum we're organizing, which is going to be held on the 30th of June in 2019 in September to be specific. We had the first investment forum that was held in New York. It was an in-person event. Right after that forum, we had a number of investors who came and wanted to go to Liberia to invest. It took us time. Right in the midst of that, we had COVID. And so that held a lot of people at bay. They're still here, they're still talking to us. So this forum is intended to build on what we did in 2019 and to get people to focus more on Liberia. You recall, Alex and Reverend Dede, President Weah, when he, at his inaugural speech in 2018, did announce, he declared that Liberia was open for business. And so what we're doing is to help the president, help the government bring increase private sector investment in Liberia. It is no secret that the government is a major employer in our country. And we think that if the private sector were to open and we create investment, we'll have more people who will be working, people getting out of schools, the young people who are on the streets who are doing nothing will find livelihood, will strengthen the economy, will reduce poverty, and then our country will grow. So we, on this side, are playing our part in a way we think which is useful. This forum is going to be held virtually because of COVID. We cannot bring a number of people together in one room. The fear is that some people might get infected and then somebody takes the blame. So we're going to be doing it virtually. But this is where we are. It's going to be done on Wednesday. We want to encourage our folks in here in the States, in the United States, in Canada, because it goes across the border to Canada as well. We are in touch with our people. We're reaching out to businesses in this event. So we hope it will be a success. Not only that convening it will be a success, but also that after the event, that we'll have people go into Liberia and make an investment in our country.
Okay, so I understand you had the first forum, and is going to be the second one. So,
Yeah.
what you did not accomplish in the first, or what did you accomplish in the first that you want to finish up in this second forum next Wednesday?
We did accomplish a lot in the first forum. As I indicated, we had a number of people going to Liberia who came to my office asking questions on how to proceed with investment in Liberia. We guided them, but as they were preparing to go, COVID came in. So this forum is going to build on what we did. People that are still here, who have not made up their mind to go, we're still talking to them. They'll be a part of the event that is coming up on Wednesday. And we hope at the end of the day that we will be able to convince them to go and invest.
Okay, and so, but what are some of the things that people have told you about their hesitation to invest in our
Well,
country?
after 2019, the very first thing what people were concerned about security, we were talking about stability. And, we had just come out of these demonstrations in June, and the forum was held in September. People pay attention to that. They wanted to be sure whether the environment was safe enough for investors, especially from the United States, to go in there and invest their money into the economy. We did give the assurances that it was safe. There hasn't been any event after that, even though by December or so, there was this conversation about a new demonstration. They also pay attention to that. Then right after that, COVID came in. So it delayed some of them who wanted to go. Now that we have all of that behind us, COVID somehow is subsiding here in the States, and we hope it does in Liberia. Recent developments are given a cause for concern. We hope it will go away soon. And so we're looking forward to having them come back and going to invest in our country.
Ravindele?
So yes, Mr. Ambassador, what's the yardstick for selecting the speakers?
I didn't get that, Ravindra.
His signal is very
Yeah,
okay.
I understand. He's on the road.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. However, let us look at the details. Okay, so this is about investment. It's about people actually using the hard-earned currency to let's see, was it's about people using the hard earned currency as capital to maybe build a business. Now, if you look at it like, if you look at the Liberian climate right now, business climate right now, it is led by people who have been along, like our foreign partners, like the Lebanese, the Fulanese, and others. Um, what is the chance for Liberians to be more confident in investing in our home country and actually be in the forefront like the others?
Well, firstly, I'd like to inform you, Alex, that the forum on Wednesday is going to focus on three important sectors: agriculture,
Mm.
health, and tourism. We want to be able to grow our own food for our national consumption, and if possible, to be able to export some of that. We have in the neighborhood alone, in West Africa alone, we have a population of more than 200 million people. So we had folks going in there and making investment in agriculture, growing food, growing peppers and things that we do consume, and they had the possibility to export some of that. There's huge money that can be made.
Mhm.
In addition to the money that investors could make, we also know it will create employment for our people, for young people. And by creating employment for our young people, we sustain the economy, we sustain growth, and reduce poverty. So that's the side with agriculture. In the health sector, we have made progress over the years, especially since the Ebola outbreak.
Mhm.
In the last year, the government has done extremely well trying to contain the spread of COVID-19. We think the health system still needs a bit of investment, it still needs to be strengthened. And so we're looking for people who will go in there and invest in that sector. We need private hospitals, we need equipment, we need expertise, we need specialists in the country so that we stop, from time to time moving our people either to Cote d'Ivoire or to Ghana. We want to be able. Many years ago, the JFK was the place that people in West Africa came for treatment. The AM Dr. College of Medicine was the school that people across West Africa came to learn how to become doctors. we want to be able to go to that. We want to return to that. So investment in health will create that environment for people to go back and bring expertise, bring equipment, and then invest in the health sector. We're talking about tourism. The history of Liberia is so unique. Founding in 1822 and independence in 1847. The United States is in the middle of everything that happened to Liberia between 1822 and 1847, moving black folks here from the States and settling them in Africa and indeed in Liberia. So what we're trying to do is to now invest in the tourism sector. It has not been developed since I recall independence of Liberia. We want to start investing in the tourism sector to open it up, and we are happy that the U.S. Embassy in Monrovia recently did some work on the Providence Island. That places that people can go and see the Providence Island, where we had the first blacks settled. There we have the Providence Baptist Church. We understand the annex, the old annex where the Declaration of Independence was signed. There are other places in Liberia. We have our beaches, which are so good for people to go and just enjoy the hot sun. So we want to develop the tourism sector, and we cannot do it by ourselves. We need our folks here in the diaspora. We need non-Liberians to go ahead and do the investment. But let me say also that we are working with our local business people, the Liberia Business Association. Mr. James Stotter is a part of the arrangement that we are undertaking to convene the second Business and Investment Forum. He will be on the forum. He will make a statement. We're also looking forward to diaspora Liberians here. We have Liberians USA, which is headed by Mr. Jackson George. We're looking for opportunities for our people to go and partner with local folks here. We're looking for investors that will go and partner with Liberians and grow our economy and grow the Liberian business. These are things we're looking forward to. Thank you.
Yeah, and they're all positive direction. Looking at our history, making sure that the Providence Island is renovated to its best, and other work that the government is doing. We applaud all of those things, and I believe that you are working very hard to make sure that Liberians here understand that there is home. There is nowhere like home. And the best place that you can maybe retire your money or whatsoever is in your home country to help other people.
Alex, sorry, we're not only looking up to non-Liberians to invest. We want our own people to invest in their country. This is the resources are theirs. If you go and exploit them and make some money, and they don't have to go there individually. You can form cooperatives. Groups of Liberians can come together, put their money together, and invest. Whatever they want to do, nobody's going to stop them. That's an opportunity that I think they need to take advantage of.
Exactly. Reverend Dede?
Yes, sir. I know my singer is facing in and out. That's technology got on the road. But the question I want to ask is, you already answered that, but I want to look at the agricultural sector a little bit. I hope you're hearing me clear enough.
Yes.
When I was growing up, we had subsistence farming where our parents would go on and farm, have their produce, and they either eat it themselves or sell it to the nearby communities and localities. Now, in the agriculture program, are you talking about subsistence farming versus mechanized farming to improve the way our farmers produce so that we can have enough for our society?
We will have the Minister of Agriculture at the forum. She will lay out exactly what government's policy is on agriculture. But I believe if she will be pitching towards mechanized farming, even though subsistence farming still remains the focus of our people, especially those who don't have the wherewithal to be able to buy or purchase machines that move the soil, that do other things. So mechanized farming, I believe, is one important area we should be looking at. But in recent months, since the appointment of new Minister of Agriculture, Liberia has moved a bit. The government is focusing on agriculture and looking at a lot of investment in the sector. In the last couple of months, I've seen homegrown rice that has been around. I've seen on social media. I've seen in the market homegrown people growing cassava and making what we call the cassava. People are bagging it, and a lot of stuff is happening. We want to be able to multiply that, to increase it, to strengthen it, add on the efforts of the government, because you see a government effort. We want the private sector to come and play its part. By doing that, we believe we'll be strengthening more the sector, will be putting more food on the table, will be building the capacity to export and bring more foreign exchange into the country, and of course, create jobs for our people and reduce poverty, Reverend.
Yes.
Yeah, and I understand that job creation or employment is the backspring of a country. And someone made that remark on the economy. Now, looking at Liberia, we've been through a lot: civil war, political conflict, as well as the Ebola and now the COVID-19. There's a whole lot that we are reeling from, and this government is working assiduously to make sure that development is at the forefront, employment is at the forefront. We have a lot of young people who need jobs, and I'm so glad to also hear you initiating this whole thing along with your staff members in Washington, D.C. and Canada, bringing Liberians together and encouraging them to be confident in investing in their own country. It seemed like a lot, Ambassador Patton.
Yes, yes. I'd like to inform you, Alex. We're working. My office is working with the Liberia Business Association in America, the LBA or Liban, Liberia. We're also working with the Liberia Chamber of Commerce. We're working with local authorities. We're working with the National Investment Commission. So this is a united effort, a united push towards investment. We're not moving alone.
Yes, Reverend Dede.
And in our country, Alex and Reverend, that you will know that the extended family type that we have, one person gets a job and 10, 4, 15 family members are also living on that person. So we believe that as we invest and create jobs for our people, we will seriously impact the society, seriously be reducing poverty, we'll be putting food on table, we'll be providing money for kids to go to school, be able to buy uniforms from families who have not been able to do that. So giving somebody a job in Liberia right now is a very serious situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's true indeed. Now I recall in yesteryears when I was growing up, we were the youth then. Now we are the adults now today and leading the steering states of affairs in our country. Now my question is this for what role do you have for the youth of the country? What how would you describe the participation in the forum so that when we are going tomorrow or when you are going tomorrow, they can step into the picture?
Well, we have. I'm not sure we have a youth component in this forum. We didn't. But what we did, Mr. Dede, we've had the entire government that's participating, that is supporting the forum. It is likely that the chief himself will be in the forum, President where I mean. Might attend the forum. We'll have the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we'll have the Ministers of Finance, Commerce, Agriculture, Health, all participating in the program. And in addition to the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Oswald Twe, Mr. James Trotter, and we will have the local business community in Liberia also participating in the. I'm talking about people in the hospitality sector. People, I know Libasa is on our list. They will be providing some expertise, some statement during the event. So it is broad. It is our hope that at the end of the day, because to create investment, to create the avenue for people to go to Liberia and put some money in there, we believe it does not only provide us the likelihood, the possibility to be able to feed ourselves, to go tourism, but we create a space for the young people. The target is the young people. You and I, as you indicated, that you were a young man a couple of years ago. Now you're pastoring the church. And the young people are there who are just leaving schools, who are looking for livelihood, who want to grow, who want to develop. And the only way we can do that, Reverend, is for them to be able to find a job. It is not possible for the government to employ everyone. No, it's not possible. No government does it anyway. It is only through the private sector we can achieve that. So we hope that at the end of this forum, that the conditions would have been met, would have been created for folks to go in there, including yourselves. You got a school, you got teachers on your payroll, and we encourage all of that so that we grow our country and sustain our people.
That's great. That's great. And if you're just joining us, this is the Gracious Hopes live broadcast on KMTV with Bible teacher Alexander Red and Pastor Suarez Dede. And our special guest here is the Liberia, U.S. Canada Ambassador George Patton. And next Wednesday is the business forum. And this business forum will be focused on business growth in our country and how we can sustain ourselves economically. And the ambassador has been laying out the groundwork. And so next Wednesday is going to be a virtual conference, which means it's going to be maybe via Zoom or any other technological way to get people together, and the people within the government serving the government, as well as people in the private sector who have interest in investing in our home country, will be part of this forum. And the ambassador has been working very hard to lay out the groundwork, and this is his second forum. So, if you're a Liberian who is listening right now, you may want to contact the embassy in Washington D.C. to see how much you can contribute, because it's your homeland. Home is home, and that's what we got. And we all have to make it a better place. It's not about politics; it's about how we can employ people, how people can work. Your family member or any other person that you might know in Liberia who is looking for a job. I mean, this is how the climate or the atmosphere is created in order for Liberia to be a better place for each and every one of us. Now, Ambassador, just before you go here, you have been going through a whole lot. You're a man of faith. And from what I understand, months back, you were hit with the COVID. You survived for that. And I call you a survivor.
Yeah.
So how are you faring right now, Ambassador? Tell us, how are you doing now? Looking at
I,
all what
I, I
you've been
can
through.
I can only thank God that I am here and having the opportunity to speak with you, Alice. I came very close to death. It is true. I was hospitalized with COVID. And sometimes when I tell people, sometimes they laugh at me, friends of mine laugh, that I saw death.
Hmm.
And let me explain to you what I mean by that.
Okay.
In my sick bed in the hospital, there were a couple of times it would appear to you like a dream. All friends of yours, people that you know who died a long time ago, will come to you in your hospital bed and they tell you to follow them, encouraging you to follow them. And at one point in one of the dreams, Alex, there was a huge plane sitting down, and I was being encouraged to get on that plane. How come I didn't get on that plane? How come I didn't follow them? It's only God who knows. But clearly, my thinking is that's how people go to sleep and they don't come back.
Yeah.
I am able to explain this because I came back.
Hmm.
Those who didn't come back could not explain it, and I believe exactly that's what happened to them. Followed
Yes.
people they knew before who passed away, got on some kind of vehicle, or were on some huge plane, went to some place they didn't even know where they was going, and they got stuck. They couldn't come back. And this is death. I
Yes.
saw that. So it is God who brought me back. So I'm grateful. I'm very thankful to God to be here and to do what He has sent me out here to do, to work for the Liberian people, to work for our government, to do what is required of me as a citizen of Liberia and as the Liberian ambassador to this great nation, to encourage our people to do the right thing, to encourage our people to invest, to create the conditions, try to create the conditions where our people can live a better life. And this is what I will continue to do. And I'm so glad to be on this religious station, on your platform, Alex, and to be saying this. I'm so thankful to God. Very
Yes,
thankful.
we are so glad to hear your testimony, and now this I believe reaffirm your faith in our Lord Jesus Christ,
Yes,
and I
yes.
believe it is.
I'm a Baptist deacon. I grew up in a Baptist church. My church is still in Logantown. I served in the Baptist youth, and came up through the ranks, and I became a Baptist deacon. At some point, I was preparing myself to be a pastor.
Hmm.
And then I got into the foreign service. It's taken me all over the place. I haven't had the time to begin to focus on all that, but I've not lost my faith. It is God who carries me. He leads me. He guides me. He guides my thoughts, my speech, my thinking, whatever I do here. It's not me. I have to tell you, who am I?
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. We are so glad to hear your testimony. We are touched by that, and it was the Lord who delivered you from death, and now you are reaffirming your faith. And I believe that every morning that when you wake up, you're always grateful that you have breath of life, and we appreciate you appearing on our program here to share with us. And don't forget, if you're Liberian listening, next Wednesday is that conference. And how do people have the opportunity to maybe watch this program? Would it be something very public for them to see?
Yes, I just sent you. I sent you the how you can register for the forum. Alex, I sent that to your phone. Registration is free.
Okay.
You don't pay anything. I sent that to your phone. Is www.eventbrite.com. Then
Okay.
/e/second, and you go on like that. But it's on your phone. I just send it again to you. If you help us, also you can go to the embassy website. We're working with the consulate general in New York, our honorary consuls or consulates in Minnesota and in Georgia. We're working with them. And I have to let you know, Alex, that we also have participated in the program, in an event, senior government officials here from the United States. We have the U.S. ambassador in Liberia who will participate in the program. He'll be making a statement. We
Mhm.
have the chair of the Black Chamber of Commerce who will also be in the program. We have Congresswoman Karen Bass, who is the chair on global health, who will be a statement on health. So we have folks from the Ministry of Health, Honorable Punjabis, Honorable Punjabi. We have also uh, Corporate Council on Africa, who are responsible for growing trade between U.S. and Africa. We have a good number of people across the spectrum here in the United States who also going to be participating. So encourage our people to sign up for it. It is free. Attend it. Or if you know a friend who wants to invest, folks who want to invest in Liberia, we encourage you to speak to them. Be an ambassador. It doesn't have to be this man alone and talking.
Mhm.
Everyone can be an ambassador for Liberia, speaking for our country and encouraging folks to invest. One thing I didn't mention though, Alex, which I want to say, talk about is the social platform that we all use. One of the things that after our first forum, people drew attention to was the social platform, what's on the social media, what people were saying about Liberia and all of that. It's had an impact on a lot of people, and we hope that our folks can understand that if the house doesn't sell you, the street will not buy you, as we always say. You wash your clothes in the open, people will say how dirty they are. People will know how dirty they are. They see the dirty water. So let's keep our clothes in the backyard, keep our issues in the backyard, and focus on developing our country, focus on moving our country. It's more than 170 years. And there's a lot that needs to be done. And one of the ways by which, Alex, we can move it is to encourage the private sector involvement, private sector participation in the work we do, so that we grow the country, we grow the economy, create jobs for our people, and then everybody is moving on and is happy.
Yes, yes. And we'd like to thank you so much for your appearance. And hopefully, those who are listening will be opportune, or you have the opportunity to be part of this forum. And I will post that flyer on my page. That is my name, Alexander Red, on Facebook.
Mm.
I will have it posted. So if you want to register, it's all free. And of course, you will be able to be part of that forum to watch it live as well. And I would like to say thank you, Ambassador Patton, for your time. And we'll keep you in prayers because your work is so tremendous and you still have more to go. And you've been doing this for years in the diplomatic arena. So we say, God bless you. And may you have a pleasant weekend, Ambassador.
Yes, Mr. Ray, it's been a pleasure being on this platform. Thank you so much. Help us move this. It's good being here.
Thank you. Well, if you are just joining us, welcome once again. And this is the Gracious Hope Live podcast. The co-host of the program got off. I believe his signal is not working too well today. I'm not sure why Reverend Dede is now on, but he's traveling. He's on the road, as you could see him in his vehicle. Hopefully, he will be able to come back in. But this is the second segment of the program, and I'm so glad to introduce our special guest here, Reverend James Deka. Reverend Deka has a school in Liberia, a primary school that he's running right now. He lives in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and he's a pastor. And so there's a whole lot we'll be talking about his Christian Fellowship Church that he leads. I'd like to say welcome, Reverend
Thank you.
Deka.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, so
Thank you
I
for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. And yeah, this weekend, it's a better time for us to talk more about what you are doing in Liberia. And I understand you have now on the ground a primary school that is going on. And in your belief, you are providing quality education, Christian education, bringing out the young people, not just in learning about the world in which they live, learning about science, math, social studies, and the rest, but also learning about virtue, what it means to know God, the Creator, and how He can play an important role in each and every young people's life. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Uh, we actually our goal is to provide basic quality education to the young people in Liberia,
Yes.
to provide uh, Christian standard, ethical living,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So it's a whole circle of raising a child. That's what we're trying to do. We want to instill discipline as well.
Yes, yes, and that is good to hear. So now, how did this whole idea come about for you to say, "Well, I'm going back to my home country. I'm going to work with Liberians in the ground. I'm going to train them. It takes a lot of work, but I'm going to do." How? What is it motivation? Where did the motivation come from, or how this whole idea about having such primary education? Uh, how did it evolve?
All right.
How did
First
it
of all,
evolve?
the school name is New Life Christian Academy School of Excellence. It's located on Ralphie Highway in Bangbastown, when you pass the Baptist Seminary area. It's in the next big town over there. The school has to do with my motivation comes from my upbringing. It comes from my upbringing. I actually came from the village because of school. Uh, I came from Gibi district, behind Kakata, somewhere back in the village over there, where I came from. Uh, and because my father was not interested in education, my mother had to push harder and harder, and it was difficult in the village. So I had to literally just leave to live with my sister in Monrovia and lived all my life. And at some point, around sixth grade, seventh grade, I had to jump in the street, live with friends to make it out to high school. And so I just thought that my upbringing has informed my decision to what I'm doing now. The opportunity I did not enjoy, the
Mhm.
thing that other kids I didn't have, wearing a brand new uniform, going to school with lunch money, all those different things that I did not have in the past. I thought it was my opportunity to provide an opportunity for other children to enjoy it. That's what the school is. That's my motivation of the school.
Yes, that's your motivation. And the thing is, you have been very courageous in attaining your education. You got your master's, you got now working on your doctoral degree. And it seems like you value education a whole lot and you want to instill such discipline in young people. Why do you think education of the young people is so important for our country, Liberia, at this juncture of history?
Education is so important to any group of people. I believe in child development. There's a school I talk with the Americans and the Chinese. The American believe in nature. The Chinese believe in nurture, and I'm leaning on the side of nurture. The environment has an impact on your perspective of life, on what you do in life. I believe strongly on that, and I believe that when the environment is created, you can be a better person. If I were, for example, stay in the village and when I was born, where my parents were, I would have been in the village and just be a farmer, maybe being dead. But because I
Mhm.
left the village and I came to the city back in 1975 and continued upward, I'm who I am today. Though I was born probably with some intuition or with some DNA that could make me a better person, but the environment shaped my destiny, informed who I am. And so I think that if we provide the right environment for the children in Liberia, they can be better leaders. As a matter of fact, our motto is a good beginning for a better future. So when we give you good beginning, we can guarantee that you may have a better future depending on the way you respond to the good beginning.
Yes, and I also believe that because the child education is very important in relation to the environment, and I believe if a child grows up in a very enabling environment and that child is nurtured with the right education and realizing that his or her life is meaningful in the light of God as a creator, yes, it can also shape the destiny and the identity of that child. Will you agree with
Absolutely.
that?
Absolutely, 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 and that's exactly what we are trying to do. Because just be going back and forth and talking with the teachers and talking with the students and see what's going on, it gave me a whole perspective of what we need to do. Is a lot we need to do. Okay, let me just give an example.
Mhm.
I went to high school in Liberia. I started college. I went to college in Liberia. My first degree is in Liberia. We were coming here, going to school for masters and working on a doctorate program. I can tell you, in Liberia, the education that we were given was just a big picture. And when I came to America, I had to do the details. And so what we're doing, what we have been doing in the past in Liberia was just providing the big picture. You get this book, you get a few chapters out of the book, you do a pamphlet, and the child does that book, and you see you're done with the book. And then you come over here, you got to do the book page by page. So we
Yes,
were just giving, yeah, we were just giving the big picture, but coming to America, you got to do the details. And this is
yes,
what I want to do. I don't just want to give the big picture, I want to give the details. I want to do a book where every page there come a question for your test on every page. That
yeah.
means you'll be forced to read the book. But I can tell you right now, a lot of people who graduated from college and high school in Liberia, they can tell you they did this book. But go back to that book, there are some things you're going to tell them, it's going to be absolutely strange to them because the education was just a big picture and not the details.
Yeah, details and reading is a very big problem in Liberia, and
Absolutely.
most of the schools there. I believe if we could promote that literacy when it comes to
Mhm.
reading, it is very important. So, looking at your school, let's look at the school that you have in Liberia right now. You talked about the location of the school. So, how many people have you trained so far as teachers and administrators that are running the school?
Okay, so right now, I have up to 26 employee over there, up to 26. And I have two secretaries, I have two janitors, and I have the rest of them work with the school directly in the instructional area, the principal, the vice principal, all those people. As a matter of fact, one of my requirements is you have to have a C certificate. Is one of my requirements. And I help you to obtain it for a local school. Then I also go on the ground, like I just did recently, and I provide training myself. I provide training in classroom management. I provide training in ethics. I provide training in child development. I provide training in different areas.
Yes.
Talking about different developmental theories, how to do the children, how to do certain things, all those things, discipline and punishment. We do discipline children in our school. We don't punish them because punishment is to inflict pain and discipline is to teach. So those are things I'm teaching them. Pronouncing words, teacher teaching science, and you're asking what word is it? Is it science? When you know there's an I in there, it's that carry the sound of a Y. It's
Yeah.
science.
Hmm.
So there are different things we're teaching these people to understand pronouncing words, don't generalize things. There's a difference between biscuit and a cookies. There's a difference between cookies and a cracker. But
Yeah.
in Liberia, we just say biscuit. So
Yes.
those are things we want to do. People go to the market and buy alcohol oil. There's no alcohol oil in Liberia. There's no alcohol oil. Absolutely. It's cooking oil. Because there
Yes.
was a company back in the days that was alcohol oil in the 70s. And so every oil that looks like that carried the name alcohol oil. So if we would generalize things without having to really understand it. So these
Yes.
are some of my perspective on education. Just open it up for the people to understand and see what's going on.
And I agree with you. My own story too. When I got to America here, I got to understand how to know things by detail. For example, we say dog is just dog, but it got different breed of dogs.
Exactly. Exactly. They got different breeds of dogs. And everything has different categories. As a matter of fact, the kids in Liberia, when they know conflict, they don't know cereal.
Hmm.
Everything they see, they can put milk in it and chew it, it conflict. No, it's cereal, but cereal has different brands.
Exactly.
So these
Exactly.
are things are trying to expose them to standardized education.
Yes.
And the school is the best place to do that.
Yes, and communication is better for every child that is learning, because in America, the reason we go to college is you got to speak well, you got to write
Exactly.
well, you got to
Hmm.
comprehend well, you
Hmm.
got to express yourself on paper well, write well, and then your career is added on upon that, and that's what the whole essence of college. And if we can teach the young people how to enunciate our words and understand phonetic expression, it will
Yeah.
be very, very helpful. And I'm glad that you grasped that because of your life here
Right.
and what you are trying to do for those children. It is so important because if you cannot communicate your ideas fluently, then there's a problem for
Absolutely.
you. And so
Absolutely.
that part of the aspect of that teaching is also good. So now, how many students do you have right now altogether?
Right now we have little over 350 students.
Wow, that's a
Uh, the
mhm,
school runs further. We run from kindergarten all the way to ninth grade. And there's a, as a matter of fact, there's another photo I'm going to send you. We're building another building which will host our library and the
mhm,
computer lab. Because the demand is so high. We started with that building. I sent you the other day with that building. But
mhm.
as the school opens up, more people begin to come in. And we just started with sixth grade, and now the demand is high, so we're moving forward. So right now we're little over 350 students.
Wow, that's a lot of students to take care of,
Absolutely.
and and the demand is getting higher and higher now. To pay staff and to run the entire affair of the school, it takes a lot of resources. It takes human energy. It takes money. It
Mhm.
takes uh, the wit to know how to lead.
Exactly.
Now, being in the United States right now in Lawrenceville, Georgia, where you reside as a
Mhm.
pastor for the Christian Fellowship,
Mhm.
how well it is when it comes to you communicating with your staff on the ground to make sure that things are functioning effectively.
As a matter of fact, I just spoke with them a few minutes ago before coming on with you. I speak to them every day, and I can tell anybody running school in Liberia, because I'm in the school business. Running school in Liberia is like it got to be hands on. You got to be on it. You got to be calling in the morning, calling in the afternoon, talking with principal, talking to teachers, talking to director, see what's going on. So this is how I do it. I make sure I'm not out of the loop. I am in the loop. I gotta make sure what's going on daily at the school. So the school
Hmm.
has their own phone. We do not use individual phone. The school has their own phone. That phone has WhatsApp on it, it has direct call on it. We make calls, we have meetings, we talk to them, we see photo, we have video, stuff like that. So I want to make sure I'm aware of everything that goes on every day. I make sure I'm speaking with the principal. The vice principal has the instruction. How is the test? Are you reading over the test? Send me the test. Let me read it before you print it. I'm speaking with the principal. I'm speaking with student activities, dean for student activities. How the children doing? Are they coming in on time? Is anybody going outside the fence? Are they wearing their uniform? Stuff like that. So we are in touch. Besides that, all my staff, they have walking talkie on campus where they communicate with each one another to know what's going on at a certain point in time. If
Hmm.
child is coming out of the fan, going out of the fan, security has to be informed, all the different things going on simultaneously. We
Yeah.
want to make sure that we're on top of our game.
Yeah, and that's good. Are you going to do that just temporarily until the staff can be well ingrained or can be well functioning, and then you have a hands off a little bit, or are you going to continue all through until your
As a
life
matter of
ends?
fact, it's a culture we're building. I'm in a transitional process. If I do leave for in the next 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it is, I want to make sure I'm on the ground having hands on. As a matter of fact, I go to Liberia every 6 months to make sure that everything I want to do is done. So I'm not just driving it out there and leaving people to do their own thing. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking to you right now, from May to this day, we let two teachers go. We fired two teachers
Hmm.
beginning May the 15th till today. We fired two teachers because we got policy.
Hmm.
Teacher, parent complain about you, that's a problem. When you come to the school and you disrespect the student, it is a problem. because we got to provide customer service. We got to make the learning environment appealing for the children to come to school. You know how it is.
Yes.
They don't want to come to school, and they come to school. You throw them out. It's not your job. Your job is not to throw students in the other classroom. If student misbehave, vice principal for student activity is there.
Yes.
You contact him. If student failing, vice principal for instruction is there. You talk with him. So as a teacher, you have a as a matter of fact, all my teachers that are being hired, they have job description. From teacher to all the way janitors, they do have job description. So they know what they're doing. I don't just hire you and send you to the classroom. You got to know what you're doing there.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that you have the focus on everything that is going on there, and you want a viable or vibrant environment where young people can learn, and so they can be better citizens. Now, let's get back. Let's get to the curriculum. What specifically that those kids are learning? I know you have all the general subjects, from geography to history to science, math, and all the basic ones. Now, when it comes to the Bible, is that part of the curriculum too?
Absolutely. It is a Christian school.
Okay.
It is a Christian school. It's not a church school, but it's a Christian school.
Okay.
Where we make sure the Bible is central. We do chapel services. We practice ethics. We first of all, we ensure that there's no student bribing any teacher. As a matter of fact, New Life Christian Academy, right now, to my knowledge, is the only school in Liberia where the student evaluate the teacher.
Okay.
We send our questionnaire to the students in the classroom, and they evaluate their own teachers on questionnaire that we send them. Does the teacher collect money for students? Does he come to school on time? Does he have mastery of what he's teaching? Does he drive professionally? Does he speak to students professionally? So students evaluate their teachers, just the way I evaluated my teacher at Mercer University. So I try to take that same system over there. So to my knowledge, New Life Christian Academy is the only school in Liberia right now where the students evaluate the teachers.
Okay.
And one reason for that is because my struggle in Todd, my struggle in GLB Gibson, where the teacher was a monster. Where for the first student, if 15 students pass a class, he angry. But here in America, you're only allowed to have 10% of your students fail. If more than 10% of your students fail your class, you as a teacher, you have a problem.
Yeah, you had a problem. That's true.
Yeah. And they don't understand that.
Yes.
So
Reverend Dede?
yeah.
Reverend Dede?
Well, yeah, I missed half of my program.
Your voice is gone again. Hello, I can hear. Okay, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Whenever you on the road, it's always a problem with this. I don't know. It's just hard to be. I mean, I'm in a parking place here, and we have a lot of places here, but the internet is just bad. But in any case, I just want to say, to add to this discussion, I came back when my brother was talking. He and I have come a long way from Banga School Theology, and we in America now. The educational system in Liberia needs a setup like what he has, the New Life Christian School, as he calls it, because when you have a clear foundation for the students, I mean, a good foundation that they can build on as they become adults, it is good for them. It is good for the educational system. If you have teachers who are all onto themselves, do anything they want to do, and there's no reprimands or no correction for them, and sometimes they abuse their students. We all went to school in Liberia. You know what I'm talking about. They abuse their students, and there's nobody to this. Some principals will stand for the students, but not all. So I'm glad that he's starting this, and I pray that we'll have more schools like what he's doing. I hope it can metamorphose into different sectors in our society, so that we can have schools that will really cater to the needs of the students and not just the teachers. Don't get me wrong, we need the teachers, but we need qualified teachers, moral teachers, teachers who will know why they are in the classroom in the first place, not teachers who have intent to come and milk the students for their own personal aggrandizement. So I want to commend you, brother, and I hope you keep it going, and God be your helper.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and I'm so impressed with the way that he has set up the framework for quality education and the Christian component of that as well, because we nowadays in our nation, because of secularism, we have the Ministry of Education cutting out from the curriculum
Mhm.
any literary literary education regarding God.
Mhm.
Bible is never taught in the school. Before, when I was growing up, we learned Bible in the schools. Public, when I'm talking about public schools, state-funded schools.
Yeah.
And it is unfortunate that we have young people or the younger generation growing up in our public schools, learning math, science, and everything else, but not a creator.
Mhm.
So it is pity and it is sad to hear that. But again, the gates of hell will never win or prevail
Absolutely.
over
Absolutely.
the word of God. And so I'm so glad that such Christian school, and I know they have a whole bunch of other Christian schools there as well, will continue to instill that discipline and that understanding of who God the Creator is, and through Christ. So that's a very good thing that he's doing with the staff over there. And I also like the disciplinary component of it as well, where they evaluate the teachers. But are you also aware, Reverend Deka, that some of those survey or questions or answers can be somehow biased against the teacher? Maybe certain students just don't like a teacher and they will write
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that's the reason why you see the way the way I did it here in my school. In college here, that's the way I did it.
Hmm.
You getting uh, input from everybody, and then you're going from every class. You're doing every class. So if the one teacher name comes in every class, you know something is wrong. You know something is up.
Yes.
And the student are not ready, they're not reading their names. The student don't read the names on it. They only read the teacher's name. For example, I get to the class, say, what class is this? It's a math class. Read math instructor name right there. And then just go down the list. When you don't give it to me, and nobody asking another person for response. You answer it, you give it to me. And that's the way it works. And so I go, and then you talk about bias, and just the way it comes in. Some student in the class thinking like, okay, people be looking at me funny. So when I observe people looking at me funny, I wrote my number on the board. I said, just call me. All you do, just call me. You know, just call me. And then right after school, my phone go off the hook. Remy, I got news for you. The other person did, the other person did that. Something I want to say, but I was scared to say in class. I was scared to act so they can see me. Blah, blah, blah. So all those things giving me information. And the thing about it is, it put me in a position to make the right decision. As a matter of fact, let me tell you right now,
Mhm.
when I go to Liberia and enter my campus, I wear t-shirts and jeans and go straight to the registrar office and talk about registering my child, because at that time he didn't even know me. Talk about registering my child. And when I get in there, I speak with them. I speak with them the whole time. They don't know me until school is out, and then I call them for a meeting. And then everybody is shocked.
Wow.
For example, I went to the one lady class. She left the class and went on the tree to Boston to eat. And I went to the class too, right there at the door. And the kids were going up and down, you know, being disrupted. When you got back, she didn't even know me. I said, man, I'm sorry. And I left. So when you came to the meeting and she realized that, oh, the CEO of the school, Jackie, went to States, I want to have a meeting. She saw me. She just went home crying to her husband and said, I lost my job today. So, you know, I'm not trying to, I don't want people to front. I want reality. Show me who you
Yes.
are. You know, let's do the right thing. And don't get me wrong. I give people opportunity to make it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's good. Okay. Well, our time is almost up here. And so, when it comes to funding, how do you get your resources? Do you allow donation from people who have compassionate heart to help your school? Or what would you like to tell our global audience regarding the work that you are doing?
The work I'm doing is a great work. It's bigger than who I am. I'm looking for a donation. As a matter of fact, my brother and friend, I don't put you on the spot over there, Reverend Dada. He's one of those who, you know, do your best to help me when he can. And I want to appreciate him on the public platform. And other friends. but it's difficult doing it by yourself. It's difficult as it is right now. I'm raising funds for computers. If you have some computers, please give it to me. I can show you right now. As you can look in my office, you see books. You see a lot of books here. You see books
Yes.
all over here. You see
Mhm.
books. So I'm collecting books. I'm collecting computers. I'm shipping stuff. I just recently shipped equipment for a marching band set. We need our own marching band. If you have anything that good for school, give it to me. I need it.
Okay, great, great. And that is an appeal out there to you. If you're a Christian brother or sister watching us right now, he runs a school back in Liberia. And what is the location of the school?
The school is located on Ralphie Highway in Wingbastown, right after the Baptist Seminary. The signboard is on the road, and the school is New Life Christian Academy School of Excellence.
Great, 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 great. Okay, so we want to support this brother in every way. So anything of a donation, you can contact this brother, Reverend James Deka. He lives in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and you can also contact Gracious Hope Bible Fellowship, and we will connect you with this brother. And any final word before we leave you, Reverend?
I want to say thank you to your platform for the opportunity to be able to sell the school, to let people know about the school, to let people know what we're doing over there. We all can be in politics. We all don't have $1 million, but we all can do something. And whatever we do will be helpful to anybody out there. I have students on scholarship. I have a Hope Scholarship. That means your family can afford. As a matter of fact, the school fee is just minimum. But even those that can afford a minimum, we do have scholarship for them. We have scholarship for athletes. We have scholarship for academics. So we need help. So if you can help sponsor one student, it's just $75 a year for student tuition and everything. A whole year is $75. I will
Wow,
appreciate that. Yes,
that's not a lot.
not just the minimum we can do. If you have
Yes.
computers, please. If you have books, please. If you have whatever I can use in the school, I will appreciate that greatly. Thank you.
Okay, we'd like to say thank you so much for coming, Reverend, and we'll be in touch with you. We are so glad that you were able to spend, a great amount of time talking about your initiative back home. And Reverend Swat and I appreciate your time, and we'll get in touch with you again
Thank you.
as you progress in what you are doing in Liberia. Thank you, and may you have a blessed weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Have a blessed weekend. You and your
You,
family. Thank you,
you too.
Reverend Dada. Have a blessed weekend. And I appreciate you for everything you have done. Thank you.
We appreciate you too, brother.
All right. And this is how we end our weekend edition of the Gracious Hope Live podcast on KMTV. As you can see, Reverend Dede is on his way. He's traveling to a state. I believe there's a function going on. And let us not forget, okay, just on a quick note here, Moses Sandy birthday was yesterday, I believe. And we just want to wish you happy birthday. He's a very good brother and friend. Moses S. Sandy,
Yeah,
former president, immediate former president of AJA, the Association of Liberian Journalists in the Americas.
yeah.
Brother Dede?
Yeah, I join you. I join you in celebrating him. He deserves it. He's a studious young man who means business, who is serious about not just himself but others around him. And those are the kind of people we should honor and respect and give them the flower while they are still alive. So happy birthday, brother. We know it is belated, but happy birthday to God. Richard's blessing be upon you.
Yes. And thank you so much for listening. And we'll be back here next week and Saturday at the same time, 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and 1 p.m. Pacific Time. My name is Alexander Red, along with co-host Reverend Suarez Dede. Safe journey, Reverend Dede, and
Thank
may
you.
you have a blessed weekend.
I gotta get back on the road now.